Good afternoon, guys. So today I want to talk about this idea that builds on yesterday's question. Where will you go after you've healed? Well, one of the things we start to do when we start healing is we start feeling energized. We want to do things. We want to have things. We want to experience new things. Hi, Nicole. And these new things are things we've wanted for a long time. These are things that we have been thinking about and dreaming about for years, typically, like relationships, like finding the love of our life kind of thing, or taking on a career option, or accomplishing a business objective, or even starting one, going to school, going on trips, doing things that have meaning to us, they're meaningful for us. Really important, because that's what we're here for, right? This is something that we would be doing after we've healed, and we're making traction and taking our value, voice, and vision back in our life, really tapping into our brilliance. A lot of times, even outside of just the healing component, just in normal day-to-day life, we get stuck. We feel defeated in trying to accomplish these things. We put a lot of energy, a lot of time, a lot of healing into it. We do a lot of research on it. We do a lot of experiments. We step out there. We try to make this happen. We're doing things by the book. We're following the advice of other people. We're doing the recipe of happiness, per se, and things just don't work. No matter what you do, you don't get there. And then one day, something changes. Like, wow, it just showed up. It's just here now. What is going on, kind of thing. And that can be really confusing. It's happened to me many times in life, where I've put a lot of effort to get to a particular place or accomplish a particular thing. Nothing's happening. And then so I give up. I'm done. I let go. And boom, there it is. Showed up. Hey, Laura. And this is maddening, right? This is where we feel like, what is going on? Are we being screwed with? Are we being toyed with? Are we being tested? That kind of thing. Well, this is important to understand. There's a really simple phenomenon happening in the background that we are unconscious to. We really don't know what's going on. And this is one of the things that I teach in the Brilliance Mastermind. So when you're working through codependency, what's really going on is my system aligns you back with your value, right? You need to be aligned with your true core value, which is the right to exist, and what that feels like. And then in that value, you start to experience your unique energy, the being of you, or what I call the rightness of you. And that leads to you understanding your voice. You can hear yourself. You can hear what you want, what you don't want, what your complaints are, what you say yes to, what you say no to. And you start to craft your own expression into the world. And then the third thing starts to show up. You start to receive and become aware of your own vision about what you want for your life. And this is where the Brilliance Mastermind comes in, because now I can plug you into the things that really ignite your brilliance, your happiness, the things that really bring joy to your life, the things that you want to do, things that bring you life. And in this concept is this idea of what's called congruence. Now, if you've been following me for a while, this is a word that's come up a lot with me, and it's something that I am very passionate about. Congruence is basically alignment. How am I aligned with something? So if I'm really congruent with difficulty, I'm really aligned with it, then I'm going to receive a lot of difficulty. Whether it's, maybe I'm aligned with difficulty in money, then money's going to be difficult for me. But other people are aligned with ease with money, and so money comes to them very easily. It's very easy for them to succeed with it. And some of this has to do with skills, but a lot of it has to do with mindset and energy set. These two things combined give us what's called a point of view. A point of view is an experience. It's a really narrow experience about a particular topic or a focus point. Okay? So it's a little technical here, but this idea of alignment is that when our mind and our energy are in agreement, we will receive what we're focused on easily, effortlessly. So we're not out there constantly fighting against it, pushing against the wall. How many of you guys have been pushing against the wall? trying to fight to make something work that just keeps eluding you. You want it, you're reaching for it, but it's always just out of grasp. I mean, comment below if that's you, because this is what this is for. I'm speaking right to you with this. This idea that means when that's happening is you are aligned with difficulty about getting that thing. Okay, that's your congruence there. You want it to be easy, but your programming, your mindset, and your energy set are aligned with this other experience of difficulty. Very, very important to understand. That's why when you give up trying to get the thing, it just shows up sometimes, right? It's because you got out of the way. You no longer are forcing or trying to control. You no longer have your mindset in the way. You no longer have this forceful energy in the way. Instead, you are open and you're able to do something really profound, but very simple. It's called receive, right? So a lot of times, it's like this. You're out on your porch and you're waiting for this package you ordered from Amazon to show up. Like, you asked for the big pillow. The big pillow's coming. You want the big pillow. And so the Amazon truck shows up and the dude comes out and he's going to hand you the big pillow, and you start pushing against him. You're like, get away. I'm done. I'm frustrated. Stop it. I want it to be this way. I wanted it to fall out of the sky. I wanted you to shoot it at me out of the back of the truck. We have some sort of weird expectation with it. Rather than just receiving it from the Amazon man and going in and enjoying our big pillow. This is what we're doing with our reality. This is what we're doing with the things we want. We're arguing with how it shows up. We want it to be a particular way, but we're fighting it, and we want it to, we're fighting the way it shows up because we think we should have control. We think we should be receiving it in a particular way in order to feel safe or feel like we have power, or feel like we're loved or that we're heard. You know, we've got a billion different reasons for things to show up, and it doesn't make any sense, and it doesn't even work. This is why you feel defeated in getting your goals accomplished. This is why you're not getting the things you want. You're in resistance to receiving them. You want to go out and get it, right? How many of you have been taught to go out and get the thing you want? Go get it. Because if you've been taught that, then you've been taught the concept of force and take. Because to get something, you actually have to take it too. Rather than ask or choose and receive. Guys, this is the trick. When we choose what we want, then we open up to receiving it. And sometimes that comes in very logical, predictable ways, like, oh, I'm inspired to do it this way, I do it that way. Sometimes it's just as simple as choosing it, and it shows up. Boom. Numerous times. One of my clients in yesterday's Thrive Strategy training, she was sharing how things were just showing up for her. She had done the closure technique and found a rooted sense in her value and safety, and the things she'd been asking for and looking for years are just boom, 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 showing up. That's brilliance in action. Life doesn't have to be as difficult as we're making it. Yes, some things might be difficult, but not everything has to be, right? We have power, we have brilliance we can use to influence situations, to influence outcomes towards the direction we would like. But we got to know what we really want first, because there's this other little thing going on in this idea of being defeated and getting what you want or getting the outcomes you're chasing. You may not actually want what you think you want. And that happens because we're not aligned with our value, voice, and vision. We're aligned with our fear, our shame, our guilt, our false persona, our programmed requirements or priorities. And that's what we really go deep in the Brilliance Mastermind, is getting really, really clear on what our voice, our value, vision, and voice are, what really matters to us. Because a lot of times my clients that have gone through this, they've discovered that what they want wasn't what they wanted. In fact, a lot of times what they discover is that, like, maybe they wanted a particular type of job. When they go and do the work, they discover they wanted to feel a particular way in a job. They really don't care what the job is. They care that they feel a certain way in the job, right? And so I start everybody off with tuning into the energy of what they want. And that leads us into congruence. It gets us out of this alignment with difficulty and gets us aligned with receiving with ease and joy. So this is how we get out of this cycle of feeling defeated, of efforting everything, of fighting against reality, of burning ourselves out, and of failure. So if that's something that really, really resonates with you, the Brilliance Mastermind is definitely where you want to be. So, guys, where are you fighting in your life to get what you want? Do you know what you actually want? What is it you want to feel more of in your daily life? What would you like to feel and experience in your job or your business or in your relationships with yourself, with your spouse or significant other? Do you have one? Do you want one? What would that be like? How about with your kids, if you have kids, or your pets, or a career, purpose, play? There's so many things we can explore through this framework of brilliance because the answers you're looking for are already within you. We just have to tune you into it and teach you how to receive it so that you can allow it to happen in your life. And happen with pretty magical ways. It's a little insane how easy this works. And it's a little weird that you have to get used to things being easy. Because we're really, really used to things being very, very difficult for us. This includes money. In fact, one of the first experiments we do in the Brilliance Mastermind is getting your investment back. Last year, the students, the participants, manifested over $110,000 in total money as they did the experiment. So it's actually kind of fun to invest the money and get it back through doing this, because you've got to come to an awareness that this is real, right? Because some of it's a little fanciful, like, oh yeah, Marshall's blowing, sunshine out of his butt. Nope. It actually proves itself. That's kind of the magic here. And this has led to people getting married. This has led to people leaving unhealthy relationships, finding new ones, better careers, better jobs, elimination of debt, health improvements. I mean, the last 12 months of my clients doing these things, they've seen massive desired change in their life, things that they really, really wanted, because they were aligned with the energy that produced that outcome. So that's part of what the Brilliance Mastermind guides you into. So I will be opening the doors to this in the next in the next week or so. So keep your eye out for that. If you're really, really interested and you want to get in on this, PM me and I'll get you on the list. Or we can have a phone consult, and we can actually get your seat reserved now. But you got to PM me because there isn't sign up page is not active yet. Okay, guys. Hi, Sonia. Thank you guys for showing up. But if you're feeling defeated in your life, it's only because of one of two things. You're aligned with defeat, or you're chasing something you don't want, that you really don't want. I've seen custody battles change because of these processes, Brittany. In fact, I have seen people who, and Sonia could share some things about how the Brilliance Mastermind process works. Even though she wasn't part of the last group, I've taught her about those principles, and she can share what's going on in her life with that. But yeah, I've seen people resolve. I had one client whose ex-husband, who was a raging narcissist, suddenly decided to pay for things that she'd been fighting for him to do over and over and over. Started just, oh yeah, I'll do that now. Bloop. So interesting outcomes can happen if you're willing to apply the principles in it. But one of the tricks here, guys, is you got to be willing to receive whatever outcome happens, because that gives you the space to receive the outcome you want. And I give you tools and strategies on how to deal with undesired outcomes, because they do happen. And there's ways to actually use those outcomes to our advantage. I've done that several times with my own life, especially with financial fun. It's like, oh, look, this bill came in. Cool. Now I'm going to take that amount, let's say like $1,000 bill. I turn it into $4,000 in revenue. kind of thing. So you use it to your advantage so you get more and more out of it. So there's ways to play with difficulty so it actually amplifies your happiness. So reach out if you want to talk more about on that, Brittany, and we can give you some guidance on that. Yeah. Sonia says, got to the root of loneliness despite evidence of all love around. Yep. Boom. Business and income expanded. Yeah, you bought a house. You bought a house on the things that exploded for you. Your relationship exploded for you. When we're really aligned with our brilliance, with our congruence, the things we desire start showing up. The things we don't want leave our lives. Things get a lot simpler for us. So we start getting the things that really matter to us. And that's really my passion. That's what I live for, is to do that. Because part of my brilliance is teaching you guys this. I'm really, really good at it. And so that's why I do it. And I really like doing it for those of us that have dealt with narcissistic and codependent stuff, because I've been there myself, and we deserve to really experience the brilliance of our own love, value, our voice, our vision in the world, because we have a lot to contribute, and we're pretty damn brilliant, if I say so myself. So, okay, guys, so this will be opening up here pretty quick. If this is really resonating with you, PM me. We'll get you set up in it. We start December 1st is the launch date, so that's what's going to happen there. It goes for 12 months, okay? So there's 9 weeks of intensive training, and then we have experiments we run every month covering health, wealth, well-being, purpose, money, diet, whatever, and then you get to choose whatever you want to build out of that. So it's a long-term process. We could do so you get a whole year of guidance with it, along with the group. I'm only accepting 25 people, okay? So it's limited. That allows me to have focus time with each person, each participant, and be able to involve myself in the experience for you guys. So it is limited, and it works. So, okay. And let's see. Yep. Sonia says, after much trauma and loss, home was a dream come true. Boom. Your relationship's a fracking dream come true. I'm just so excited for you. It's just so cool. It's like a kid at Christmas for you. Yes, Brittany, you absolutely could use a little bit of simple in your life. You've been going through quite a bit of. Okay, guys, I appreciate you. Thank you. And let's kick some butt in your life. Let's bring some brilliance into it so you can have that simple you want. You can also have more joy, more peace, and you can actually sleep at night. You know, it's one of the biggest benefits one of my clients got is I get to sleep. So, boom. Options. Okay, I appreciate you. I will see you guys tomorrow for our next little training on brilliance, and we'll go from there. Okay, good night, guys. Bye-bye.